What's up, everyone? Welcome back to our Let's Play Minecraft series. This is episode 13. So the reason why I'm starting on this page is because today is, what's today? April the 1st. And so Mojang has really come out, with a really interesting, I don't know, thing today. I'm glad I decided to get on and play today. So let's go ahead and get into our game. I don't know if you can hear, but they have changed the sound effects. Let me just be quiet for a second. So if you hear, every time I click one of the buttons, there's a little sound effect and it says click, click, click. And so when I opened up the game, first of all, I had no idea what that was. So starting up the game, let's go ahead and go into our world, and I'll kind of show you what's been happening. So nothing really changed, but then I started walking around, and let me just be quiet for a second. Yeah, so I don't know if you can hear it. Actually, let's go ahead and turn up our volume. Just so we can showcase this a little bit, and then we're going to actually get on to our normal Let's Play. Okay. Oh, this is so much fun. So I'm stepping on the grass and it's saying grass, and stepping on the stone and it's saying stone. Let's go down here, see what other kind of sound effects are going on. Let's go ahead and jump in the water. Splash. Okay, let's climb out of there. What's over here?
I am lava. Stay away, I will hurt you. Lava.
Oh, this is hilarious. And then I noticed, oh, well, my fist is a little bit different. So let's actually go and check that out. And apparently my skin has changed to a little villager. So that's really cute. Oh, this is too hilarious. Let's go into the Nether really quickly, and let's just see what it is like in there. Okay. I'm sure it's going to be really loud with all the lava around, but we'll find out. Come on. Let's go. Into the Nether. I want to see. What is it like? It's probably really loud. This is ridiculous. It's so loud. Let's see if we can find a ghast, and just to see how annoying they are. There's a lot of fire. Oh my gosh, I don't know. I mean, I know that there was a texture or a resource pack with all of those before. I mean, all of these sound effects. I mean, I know I've heard these sound effects before. And I don't know if I'd be able to last in this game if if those were continuously playing. But before I get lost, actually, let's just go back, because I can't find a ghast. So I want to be safe. So let's go back to the real world. And there is something that we want to work on this episode. That is, I don't even think that's it. Uh-oh. Am I lost already? Uh-oh. Let me make sure I can get out. I'll be back. Alright, so we're back from the Nether. let's actually, let's turn off the portal. Let's see what it sounds like.
Oh, smash in. Oh, click in.
Interesting. Okay, so let's go ahead and turn down the volume because I don't want that distracting me. Let's put it down to 50%. That should be okay. So this episode, I mean, I apologize for being so lost for words, but this whole texture pack is really distracting, or not texture pack, but resource pack is really distracting. Um, but this episode, what we are going to do is we want to work on some way of smelting all of our cobblestone that we received. So let's go actually up to the top and look at all the cobblestone we have. We collected a lot of wood as well from our other forum. Oh, this is ridiculous. Oh, okay, this sounds are really distracting. So let me go ahead and turn it all the way down. Oh, wow. Okay. So we do have a lot of cobblestone, and I mean a lot. So we have this chest, this chest, this chest, that chest, this one. Okay, that's all stone. But we got that chest of cobblestone, this chest of cobblestone, that one, not that one, not that one, but this one and this. So, I mean, I didn't count because I'm bad like that, but I'm pretty sure there's like 5 or 6 chests of cobblestone that we have there. And you know, if we're going to keep mining, we are going to end up having a lot more stone to smelt for. So what we want to do is we want to have just some way of being able to smelt all of these materials, but also we want to be able to extract all the experience from that. So there's a lot of things that we probably want to work on, and you know, we want to also keep all of our coal basically. So we want to be able to hold on to our coal so that we can use the coal for decorations later on. But what we can do with all the wood at least that we have, and we have our tree farm here, we can you know, turn the wood into charcoal. And I mean, it burns just as efficiently as the wood. In fact, you know, this wood is a renewable resource, and we could just keep making more and more charcoal as we need it. And so that is going to be awesome. So actually, this episode, what we're going to do, actually, I might wait until you know, until tomorrow when finally you know, the texture packs go back to normal. Is we're going to work on our own little foundry. So what it is going to be a charcoal maker as well as a furnace. So a furnace room and a charcoal thing. And what I'm thinking is we're going to have it here underneath our pumpkin farm. And so that's going to be a little bit of mining underneath here. And then actually probably we'll bring our chest room or that room down just a couple of blocks just to make sure that we don't end up running into the redstone of this area here. Just to make sure that our redstone isn't affecting each other. So let's just go ahead and clear out a little bit of area. But like I said, what it's probably going to happen is we're going to just get back to this later. Do I have my shovel with me? Good. Yeah, so let's go ahead and just ignore all these sound effects because actually now it's getting really distracting. But if we break, oh gosh, if we dig out this area here, let's go ahead and just kind of decide on how big we want this room, where we want to stretch it out to, and you know what we're going to do with it in the near future. So let's just light this up. And oh my gosh, this is so distracting. This texture pack, it was great to begin with, but oh my gosh, I need to turn down the volume completely. Let's turn it off. There. Oh, perfect. I can include my own sound effects if I want to over this, but oh my goodness, that's so distracting. Let's go ahead and clear this out. I don't know why I destroyed the torch. But let's, yeah, clear out this area. Probably we'll expand this wall out. Um, trying to mine out something. Trying to mine out a piece of gravel with a shovel. I mean, with the pickaxe, and that doesn't work out. Okay, so basically what's going to happen is we want to have a big wide wall where we can just dump all of the materials that we want to be smelted in the chest, and then the items will distribute over all of the furnaces, and so after a certain amount of time, we can come back and take all the items from the chest, or not the chest, but rather the furnaces, collect all the XP from those furnaces, and then after we take all those materials out and collect the XP, then it'll just keep smelting, and then we can walk away again, and basically, that will just keep repeating until we are out of resources. So let's go ahead and clear out this area right now, and it's not so much fun this game without having the audio. So what we're gonna do is we're just gonna wait until the day passes. I mean the real life day passes, and then we'll continue this project. Let's go ahead and actually see if we can find the lava. Speaking of which, there it is. And what level are we on? How do I find that out? F3. Okay, so we're actually on level 9, so right above there, I guess. Well, this is 10, 11, so actually the lava would be on this block here. So let's go ahead and just dig out as close to it as we can. Cool. I'm pretty sure. All right, right there. Oh, come on. All right. Why wouldn't it let me click there? Maybe there's something else in the way. So I guess we're going to put our wall there, by the way. We've got to make sure we can't use any wood because it'll just burn. I don't know. We're probably going to include, I think there's water right up there. Is that water? Nope. Is that water? Nope. So there's the pistons there. And I think the wiring to the redstone is just right up there. Let's go ahead and check that actually. Nope. Where is it? Well, whatever. Gosh, I'm using all the wrong tools. It must just be because I don't have the audio. So, okay, let's go ahead and get back to this project later on. And then once the day passes, and I'll be right back. I mean, for you, I'll be right back. All right, so it's been a day, and it's now April the 2nd, and I went ahead and cleared out a big area here because this is where we want to end up building our farm. So again, the goal here is to be able to smelt enough items and kind of walk away and then come back and collect all the XP. But we also want to make sure that it's we want to be able to include like an automatic charcoal farm because we want to use the charcoal to smelt our items instead of all of those, the coal blocks, which we can actually use for decoration later on if we so choose. So let's go ahead and put down a crafting table. And I suppose what we're going to do is we're going to work a little backward right now. So first of all, what we want is an area to place down our, well, let me put this over here. We want to have an area where we can just place our furnaces and come over and collect our resources. So let's go ahead and I want to create the little interface here. It's not going to be so pretty, but at least it's going to work. So let's go ahead and do that. So now we just have a long row of furnaces here. On the top of this, I guess I'll just kind of show you what's going to happen here. Oop. So we want some chests. We probably need like, I don't know, 16 of these. So let's make, oh, we're almost out. Well, as much as we can. Let's make 14 hoppers, and then we'll use the rest. Actually, that's perfect. We do need that amount. Okay. So what's going to happen is all the items that we put in here are going to be well, I mean, of course, all we need to do is put in the charcoal, right? Put in the items that we want to smelt, and then later on we can collect it. So that would be great. But what we want to do is we want to have a way so that we can actually just put all the materials in, or keep smelting, have our charcoal machine going, and then it'll replenish all of these materials, or I mean all of these furnaces with more materials. So let's go ahead and we're going to place a chain of hoppers. It's going to be feeding all into this block. So if I hold shift into all of these, then all of these all these hoppers will be feeding into here. And so what we want to do, well, I'll show you, I guess, what we want to do later. Let's go ahead and create our charcoal machine, and I'll show you what we're going to do with that. So I'll be right back. Alright, so actually thinking about that for a little bit, I realized that's not how redstone works. So let's go back here and we need to figure this out. So I guess I'm going to work on it in a few different steps, and I'll explain what it is later. But right now I'm going to put down a line of cobblestone back here, and then going to put down all of these redstone torches. And then let's put down all this redstone dust, just lining the back here. The next part, what I want to do is I want to have hoppers feeding into the back. And this is where we're going to be lining all of our charcoal. And so that's where all the charcoal will go into. Let's have a line of hoppers feeding down this way. Okay, and just for good measure, we'll do that as well. So, like I said, all of the droppers or hoppers, excuse me, are feeding this direction. What we want to do next is we want to have a way to read whether or not there's items in there. So let's drop down a comparator. Let's put that there, and then let's see. Okay. So we drop down a comparator. Let's see if that doesn't work. Let's see if that works. And then let's put an item in here, see if it reads it. It does, but that doesn't turn off the torch. Okay. So what we want to do then is put that there, put that there, and then hopefully then when we put in that redstone, this torch will turn off, and it does. Perfect. And then so let's go ahead and feed that redstone there. So what happens is if we turn off, take off that redstone, then you saw that this line of redstone is powered, and then which means all these torches are turned off, which means if we put all our items through, then that'll work. But really what we want is this to be backwards. So let's get a redstone repeater out here and feed the repeater into that, and then wrap the redstone around. There we go. So now if we put in our redstone, then see the light or the comparator turned on, powers this repeater, and then it turns off all of these torches, which means, I don't know if you recall from our pumpkin build, when a hopper is powered, it doesn't allow any items to go through it, or into it. So that we basically just made it so now it can do that. So the goal here is to have, let me get that piece of redstone back actually, it's right here. So what happens here is what we want is we want all of our charcoal that we're generating to be spread equally among all of these furnaces here. So in order to do that, we're going to have a way of evenly distributing them all. So just to simulate, we're going to put a bunch of cobblestone in here, and we're going to watch as the cobblestone is fed through all of these hoppers and down to the end here. And once it goes down to the end, then this part is powered, and then which means, you know, all these torches are turned off, and then it means that the hoppers are able to hold it. So hopefully then we'll be able to see that we put all of our items in here. And so the items that we're putting in here would just be our charcoal. But right now, since I don't have any charcoal, I mean I have one piece of charcoal, we're just going to put in cobblestone. So let's go ahead and see that in action. Okay, so that lights up, turns off the torches, lights up again, because as we see, all the cobblestone is flowing through. And they all flow in one by one. Now let's watch down here, and we actually don't see it. Perfect. Okay, and by perfect I mean it's not. I don't think it's working. So give me a second, let me figure this out again, and I'll be right back. Okay, and I realized what the issue was. Apparently, hoppers from the side won't feed in those materials like the stone, but they can feed in the coal or the charcoal. So let's go ahead and see that. If we put in this piece of charcoal, it'll go all the way down to the end. It'll power it, or power the comparator, and it will hopefully drop down in this furnace here at the end. So let's go ahead and put that in, and we should hopefully see it come all the way down here once it flashes. Ah, dang it. Maybe because it's powered. Give me another minute. Let me figure it out. Alright, I am insane. If you know what the definition of insanity is, it's like doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result. So I was still making the mistake of trying to feed our cobblestone into the side, and I'm wondering why is it not working, and then I realized, oh, it has to be charcoal. So, you know, if I put the charcoal in right now, you see it's funneling in, and when the light goes off, then the items flow down here, and then into our furnace. So now we have all the items in our furnace, and so that's, you know, that's working now, and I'm happy about that. So, you know, it's flashing here. Once the item gets all the way down to the end, it feeds directly down to the hopper down below, and then into our furnace. So now we have all of our charcoal, or in this case it's coal right now, in our furnaces. So the next part is we want to be able to feed all of our charcoal into this area. So in order to do that, what we want to do is figure out how to make our charcoal machine. So this design, it comes from Minecraft with Dummies, or at least it's based off of that design. It's not going to be, or it's basically going to be flipped around. But here it goes. So the first part, what we want to do is we want to put down our furnace, and I'm going to put it way up here, and you'll figure out the reason why later. But we'll put a block there, so this just so we can place our hopper in facing that direction, and then also place another hopper facing the opposite direction that way. And then what we want to do is we want to feed some droppers up to the top. So if we place them facing upward, and then we're going to place a hopper into this furnace here. So I can't do that there. So let's back up and let's place our hopper down there, and we have to hold shift for that. And why am I trying to break that with a piece of, or with a hopper? Alright, so there is that design. Hold on a second, I'm going to get a drink of my coffee. Alright, and so next we're going to do a little redstone wiring for that. So let's get in from behind our farm here. And what we want to do is put a comparator facing outward from this drop, or this hopper here. And we're also going to have a redstone repeater feeding into that on a second tick delay. Let's go ahead and put that there, and we're going to put, I don't have, well I do. I do have torches. Put a torch there, put a piece of cobblestone there, just for building materials, and put that there. And then, actually, you know, I don't think that's right. Let me take another look. Okay, never mind, I was right, but let me just clear out this area above here. And so we want to put down an extra block there, put down our piece of redstone here, and then what we want is to have a comparator being fed out of this hopper here. So what we're going to do is carefully do that. So this hopper will detect, or I mean this comparator will detect whether or not there's items in there. It'll feed into here. And yeah, so that's going to be built in the wall. And the reason why I put the furnace up so high is because this dropper needs to be feeding in, or sorry, this hopper needs to be feeding into that dropper. So, hopper into hopper. The hopper. Alright, so I ran out. I need 2 more. Dang it. Okay, so I have some more here. Let me make some more chests. And we'll make 4 chests just to be sure, and then make our hoppers or hoppers. That's what they are. Why am I struggling so much with words today? Okay. Oh, dang it. I didn't want them all to be hoppers. Oh, what's wrong with me? Alright, so let us just make sure that this is all correct, and I'll be right back. Alright, so now we have it working. I put a hopper up at the top because that's where you feed in the smelting materials, and a chest right on top of that. So we could just walk up here, open up the chest, put down all of our wood that we want to smelt, and it will feed down here into our furnace. So let's go ahead and start that up. We do have another piece of charcoal from before. Well, let's go ahead and start up that machine. So again, just to recap, what happens here is it smelts the wood, or burns up the wood, and it creates a piece of charcoal. It would feed down here normally, but what it does, or what this design does, it uses a certain hopper, technology where, sorry, not technology, but hopper behavior, where hoppers will end up pulling down the material through this hopper before it actually goes off in this direction. So what happens is this hopper pulls the material before it can go off in this direction to our furnaces, and so the charcoal goes here, feeds into this dropper here, and goes upward and then back into our furnace. So we have a bunch of charcoal that we've made so far, and then so that happens. And so once this detects, when we have an item here, then it will go, it basically powers our dropper line here. So once this machine is all filled up with charcoal, then it'll start feeding our furnaces. So that's why we wanted to start it now. But we do need to collect a lot more wood in order to feed this beastly machine here. So let's go ahead and do that. Yeah, let's go ahead and click more wood, and then we'll make this whole area here look prettier. So I'll be back. Hey guys, welcome back. So during that whole time lapse thing, I thought about something. that as soon as, I mean, this machine is kind of limited in how quickly it can smelt, and so it can only smelt like one item or a couple items per minute. But that is a bit of an issue because it'll be slowing or it'll be feeding down, very slowly into these hoppers. And the way that this hopper train works out is that once an item reaches all the way down here, it'll power it, and then the item here will just drop down. So basically, essentially, all the items, I mean, all the charcoal will just end up dropping into this one furnace here. And that is not what we want for this design. So as if this isn't just automated enough, I need to add another contraption here just to be able to limit the flow of this charcoal out here. And so that's kind of what I need to do now. So, I think this is it for this episode. I mean, this episode is already almost 40 minutes long. But, what we're going to do is we're going to make a button, basically like the way that we did up at the top in the pumpkin farm. And we want to be able to time it just so that we can allow only 64 of these, of the charcoal into here, so that this machine is, going to just evenly distribute all of our charcoal. And so we need to get back to this one. As you can see, we already have a full stack of charcoal, and then over here we have nearly half a stack of charcoal. And so, yeah, we just need to work on this a little bit more, and we'll wait for that for the next episode. So I'll see you guys in the next episode, but thank you for watching, and hope you have a wonderful day.